Let's proceed to analyze the page type called content page. This type of page is a type of page that you are going to use the most when creating .NET Maui based applications, since they are the ones that allow you to add layouts and different controls as part of the different pages. Even if we review mainpage.xaml, we can see that this is precisely a content page, that is a page we have already worked with before, and we can identify it through tag called content page. When you see this content page tag, it is indicative that you're going to have some kind of content. For example, in this case, the content page is indicating that it is going to have elements within its hierarchy. The first element is this element called scroll view. An important point to keep in mind with the content page type is that it can only contain one root level element in its hierarchy. For example, if we wanted to add an element called grid, which we will see later, we see that here is already marking us an error that tells us that the property called content is being set more than once. Then, as part of the hierarchy of the content page, you can have only one element. It is very important that you remember this. And how can we add a new content page as part of a project? Well, we have to right click on the project, we indicate that we want to create a new element, and inside the section called .NET Maui, we have different types of pages that we can add. Let's proceed to add a .NET Maui content page with the XAML syntax. We have here the name of the file that we can modify. For example, let's put content page demo to the name of this file. Let's click on add, and we have already created our new file called contentpagedemo.xaml with its respective associated C# file. Unlike the initial project, this content page has less content. The hierarchy of this element only contains a stack layout, and inside the stack layout an element called label that we are going to see later. Once we have created our content page, we are going to indicate that as part of the project, we want to set this content page as the initial page. We have already seen how to do this. We're going to go to the app.xaml.cs. We're going to indicate that we want to create a new instance of the page called content page demo. We have to add this pair of parentheses to invoke the constructor, and once we have done this, let's start the emulator. The application has already been launched with the initial we have set up. Let's go back to the page we have created, and it is this content that has been declared as part of this page, the content that is being displayed in the emulator. As part of the content page, we have a property that we can modify, which is background color, to which we can set a color. We are going to indicate that, for example, we want a dark blue color for this, and once the application has been updated, we can see that this color has affected the whole page. Then, a page, as we had seen previously, it is all the content of a view of an application. For the moment, it is all that we're going to see of the content page type. I promise that later we will work intensively with this type of pages to create content.